Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 21 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of today's episode, we're quickly going to look at the games that lie ahead. But before we look at the 3 games in today's episode, we're going to be finishing off the final 10 hours of our first January transfer window. Very excited for that, but more excited because you guys over the last 2 episodes have been voting on a straw poll regarding us potentially signing a new centre-back, which we'll be going over in just a moment's time. But we finish off the month of January, we close the transfer window, we move into February, and our first team is Frank Lampard's Chelsea away from home in the Premier League. We then have a nice week and a half off before we take on RB Leipzig away from home in our knockout stages of the Champions League. It's our first game in the knockout stages now in the Champions League. We got through our group, we finished top. Now we have to pick our games carefully. And then we take on Brendan Rodgers' Leicester City back at Anfield for the final game in today's episode. Now, the reason I talked there about we've got to be careful of what games we pick in the Champions League is because now if we lose both legs to RB Leipzig, we're out of the Champions League, which of course is not what we want. And then you've got to make the decision to play the away game and go and try and score a load of goals while you're away from home. Then you can try and hopefully not concede when you're back at home. It's very, very difficult. But I also know that we're doing really well in the Premier League. We're managing to keep up with the contenders at the top that are breathing down our neck. So I've made the decision that we're going to play that first game against Frank Lampard's Chelsea away from home. We're going to simulate the away game for RB Leipzig, because when RB Leipzig are at home, if they score, it's not worst case scenario. It's more important that when they come to Anfield, we don't allow them to score. So the plan for going away to play RB Leipzig is to try and score 1 or 2 goals. If we can score 2 goals and they scored 1, it ends 2-1. We've got the away goal advantage on 2 goals. As long as we defend when they come to Anfield and don't let them score, then we should be going through to the next stages. Which then, of course, means we're taking on Brendan Rodgers' Leicester City back at Anfield for the final game in today's episode. We play Chelsea, we play Leicester, and we're going to simulate that away leg against RB Leipzig. Very, very excited for today's episode, but a couple of things we need to touch up on at the start of today's episode. First of all, it's been a minute since I've actually recorded a Liverpool career mode episode. I think when I loaded up the save, the last time I recorded, which I'm recording this on the 21st of November, was the 6th of November. I recorded so much so I could get ahead of other videos, which you guys have probably seen. There was one called 5 Must Things You Do When You Start FIFA 21 career mode. That seemed to have gone down quite well. And I just recorded so much and spent so much time on editing and recording. I managed to get myself ahead a little bit. And now, 2 weeks later, I'm back recording, and it seems very new to me. So I'll have to get used to it again. And when I was loading, I was thinking, can't remember where we left off. I can remember that we left off saying in this episode, I would be doing the comment conference. And I've looked back over the last 3 episodes when I didn't do a comment conference. But I asked you guys to keep leaving comments for me to review next time I do comment conference. There's only been 1. And 1, unfortunately, is not going to be enough. And I think it was from the issue with only 1 comment. Yeah, it was Sweeper Keeper, of course. Is 1 comment not going to do it? So what I'm going to do is we're going to draw a line in the sand here now. And I'm going to say, guys, from this episode on, I need loads. Sweeper Keeper, if you want to leave 3 or 4, go for it. If anyone else wants to leave a comment using the hashtag comment conference, and I will be doing a comment conference in the next episode. If I have to make up the questions myself, I will. But I'd appreciate if you guys could get on board. And if you're not enjoying me doing it and you don't really want to do it, let me know. Because if I see that the feedback is, Brad, I'm not that keen on comment conference. I think it was good at the start, but it's being dragged out a little bit now. Then be honest with me and tell me, and we'll look at completely getting rid of it or doing it every 10 episodes or something. And then I can review 10 episodes, see all the questions throughout those 10 episodes, and then just go through a couple of them. Let me know what you guys want. At the end of the day, my job is to record something and keep you guys entertained. If comment conference isn't keeping you entertained anymore and you think it's been dragged out and it's a little bit dry now, tell me in the comment section and we can fix that, or we can get rid of it or take it out. Whatever we need to do, I will do. But if you want to continue to see comment conference, then I need to see a load of comments down below using the hashtag comment conference, and we will look at it in the very next episode. But if I don't receive enough, then we may have to look at unfortunately getting rid of it. So it's down to you guys whether it stays or not. Now, before we simulate and advance in any of these 10 hours, we've got a straw poll to look over. You guys have been looking over the past 2 episodes. I left the straw poll over 2 episodes, and you guys have been voting on whether we should bring a new centre-back to Liverpool. You looked at it in episode 13 and you looked at it in episode 14. And I said, and you'll see it on screen for you guys now, who should we sign at centre-back in our FIFA 21 Liverpool career mode? And the options were Koulibaly, Upamecano, Skim Raw, or don't sign one. The reason don't sign one was in there is because, of course, we try and keep this Liverpool career mode as realistic as possible. And due to injuries to Gomez, Trent, Van Dijk, Matip being injury prone, due to these injuries in real life, Klopp has been given the green light in January to sign a new centre-back. And centre-backs that we've been linked with is Koulibaly, is Upamecano, is Skim Raw, is a couple of others, like Ozan Kabak, but we've already got him. So I thought the fact that Liverpool in real life are potentially going to go and sign a centre-back, should we be looking to do the same? And I gave you guys the options. And if you didn't want me to sign one, you could have voted don't sign one. But after 9 votes, nobody done a vote for don't sign one. That got 0 votes. No one voted for Milan Skim Raw, which fair enough, I'm glad they didn't, because in the last episode we watched him go to, unfortunately, Real Madrid for 111.4 million. So there was no chance we were going to be able to pay that kind of money for the man coming in from Inter Milan. There's then 3 votes for Dayot Upamecano, and finally a massive 6 votes for the big man Koulibaly. So in today's episode, we will be advancing in about 5 or 6 hours, getting down to about 4 hours to go. And then we'll be looking to go in and sign the Napoli big man at the back, Koulibaly. With 4 hours to go, we've got a couple of players still on the transfer list, like Karius. We've got a couple of players on the loan list. We've had no offers come in whatsoever. With only 4 hours to go, it's about time that we start making our moves. My only worry here is, as I was looking through the list when I was simulating in some time, we haven't really got a lot of money, if I'm honest. 100 million of that we can't touch. So we've only actually got 56.34 million to spend and £119,000 weekly wage budget. It's going to be tough, I think, to probably get Koulibaly for that kind of money. I think Upamecano we can probably do. But Koulibaly's coming in at 69 million and they want between 78 to 100 million, whereas Upamecano looking between 42 and 54. We can now get rid of Skim Raw as he has moved to Real Madrid for 111.4 million. I don't know how we're going to do this. We may have to offer up a player here, guys. You want him through the door, so we will sit down with Napoli now and see what we can do. Now, hopefully, with the latest update and patch, we should be our manager. Oh, we are. We're not that generic where you're playing in like a Legends kit with the number 99 on the back and all messed up. We're actually back being our manager, which is nice to see. And it doesn't mean on the touchline we're going to be wearing a Liverpool kit. So we need to work out really here how we're going to balance this. Because player swap, there's only a couple of players we're looking to sell. One being Loris Karius. So we could go and offer him, add on a sell-on clause. Let's bang that up to 25. And we're just going to have to offer... Now, because if we get into Karius, we're getting a little bit back in the wage budget, which is good. So let's offer a transfer fee. Let's go top end of 60 million. 60 million. Which, yes, takes us down to 96, but we just got to adjust the wage budget a little bit. Let's submit that offer. Karius at a 60 million, so that is 74.5 million. And a 25% sell-on clause. They don't want Karius, and they want 83 million and a 5% sell-on clause. Okay. So player swap. Let's look where else we've got. So full-backs. No. Centre-backs. I could offer Seb Vanberg, but he's not worth a lot. Midfielders. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. The Ox and 60 million, which means we're paying 80 mil for them, which is not far off what they want. We'll also edit the sell-on clause. We'll give you 15%. Submit. 80 million plus 15%. Which, if we were to sell them for 100 million one day, they would benefit another 15 million from the deal. So we're sort of... It's happening. Now, this is where it becomes a bit difficult, because Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain leaving Liverpool doesn't really look like a realistic thing that would happen in real life. But I just don't think Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is going to get anywhere near this Liverpool team anymore unless it's due to injuries and fitness. And because you guys 6 votes for Koulibaly, I could try and get Uma Kama and I'd probably have to just buy him. But I think we need to get Koulibaly across the line. A few of you might not be happy that I've sold Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, but it's a move I'm going to do. We're now going to negotiate his contract with the big man Koulibaly and try and get this over the door. There he is, the big man Koulibaly and his agent. Right. So he's on a hunt. So let's offer him important first. Because is he going to get ahead of Joe Gomez? He's possibly going to have to. But he's happy to take important, which is good for us. Length of the contract. Let's offer him. See, he's 29. He may not bite on this. But we'll offer him 3 years. He's accepted that. I think if we'd have gone any more, he would have rejected it. We don't want a release clause. And they're not going to let me know. Or they're not going to give me an amount that he wants. So we will offer wage. I'll meet you at your 125 right now. And we'll give you a signing on of 1.5. We're matching his current wage and we're offering him £1 million signing on. And he's took it. Koulibaly is now a Liverpool player, and unfortunately, it's bittersweet, but we say goodbye to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as he now moves over to Napoli as Koulibaly comes through the door at Liverpool. You guys wanted it. 6 of you voted to bring the big man Koulibaly to Liverpool. We've made it happen, and this could just sum up the start of today's episode. We've started off unbelievable, signing a brand new centre-back, a very decent centre-back. Having said that, let's hope we can battle through today's episode and pick up a load of points and hopefully see off RB Leipzig in the Champions League. And kicking us off for the first game in today's episode is Frank Lampard's Chelsea. And yes, I'm sure you're all excited to see Koulibaly. I can confirm he is on the bench and will probably look to come on in the second half against Chelsea if we are struggling at the back. But he's only got 36% sharpness. I'm not going to risk partnering him with Virgil van Dijk against a team like Chelsea, who are in great form at the moment. They're trying to break in to a Champions League spot. They're only 1 point behind the 4th position Spurs, so we really can't afford to slip up here. You can now see the lineup. We've gone with Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Bobby Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gini Wijnaldum linking up with Thiago in the central midfield roles. A little deeper, we've got Fabinho in the central defensive midfield, and then Robertson, Van Dijk, Gomez and Trent at the back with Alisson between the sticks. Let's get into this game against Chelsea and hopefully back those 3 very important points, especially because we're currently joint with Manchester City on 55. Come on, lads, tough game here. Thiago Silva, Kante, Havertz. I'm not sure who that was there. The other player warming up. We've got Trent, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, and Virgil van Dijk warming up for us. I'm excited for this game. This is huge. We're at Stamford Bridge. They need these 3 points to potentially break. Oh, look who they've signed. The other man warming up was the ex-Real Madrid man, the left back, Marcelo. Wow. Forgot they'd even signed him. It's going to be a tough game. They've got some incredible players here. Thiago Silva at the back, Marcelo. They're playing Tammy Abraham up top over Timo Werner. Abraham must be in great form at the moment for that to be happening. But it is going to be Chelsea FC to get us kicked off in this first half period. Let's get it underway. And come on, Reds. Let's look for Virgil van Dijk. Come on, Virg. Let's tuck this one home. Some ball in. Virgil van Dijk all over it. And he's going to put it over the bar, unfortunately. Kovacic coming forwards. He's going to tear his man. And Kovacic nearly puts one past Alisson there. We really struggled at the back trying to close him down there. And we nearly conceded. We've got to tighten up at the back here, lads. Come on. Marcelo really causing us problems here at the moment. Well done. Nice block. Let's go again. Put your bodies on the line. Kovacic gets round. And Kovacic this time is going to put it in the back of the net for Chelsea. He had a chance before. I thought he was going to be a danger man. Chelsea pulled all our players. You can see them all. Look how compact they are. I don't know what they're all doing. I don't know what the position of those players are. Robertson's not in a left-back position at all. Sadio Mane is closer to the player than Robertson. Robertson should be a lot tighter. Van Dijk should push over. We haven't. And we have conceded in the 28th minute. Not a great start. Go on, Mo. I've got you in behind. Let's go. Here's Mo Salah. Straight away, we're back on the counter. I've got Bobby in the middle. Ball in. Bobby's going to get there. And Bobby is going to equalise. That is what we needed from going 1-0 down within minutes. Bobby Firmino goes and heads home for Liverpool. It's a great ball from Mo Salah. It's a beautiful ball as well from Trent to slide it in behind between Marcelo at the back. We put it on his inside. Marcelo should probably do a lot better from there. He's probably been running so much down that left side. We've probably tired him out a little bit now. He gets ahead of Thiago Silva and Bobby Firmino cancels out Kovacic's goal in the 28th minute. Gomez is going to get done there and the referee is now going to blow that half-time whistle. Chelsea were really coming at us in that last 5 minutes. Really looking to attack us, coming strong. And I think Frank Lampard knows how much these 3 points mean to him. He needs to get them if he wants to potentially get into a Champions League spot. And by beating us, who are currently top of the Premier League, would probably do just that. I'm happy to jump back into the second half with exactly the same lineup. We're playing good football. We just need a couple more chances of goal, and I'm sure we will start to push on as Bobby Firmino gets us kicked off in this second half period. Get him out to Trent. Going to feed that in now, looking for Thiago, who's going to be there. Bobby towards the middle. Going to ball in now for Sadio Mane, who's going to rocket it into the back of the net. And we are now going to take the lead 2-1. Yes! I was actually looking for Bobby Firmino, I can't lie. I dinked that ball in towards the penalty spot, thinking Bobby Firmino was going to run off his man and try and put it home. I think it was maybe Thiago. No, it was Christensen. I thought he was going to run into the middle. He doesn't. But Sadio Mane gets there ahead of Reece James to just smash that one past Kepa and give us the lead. We've finally taken the 2-1 lead in the 61st minute. It's about time we've taken it. And let's see if we can see this game out and score a couple more goals now. We seem to be building confidence. Thiago, swing that out wide now, looking for Mo Salah. It's beautiful Mo Salah. A little bit of space here now to try and get on the inside. Marcelo's still coming. Looks to bend one. Oh, just over the bar. I thought that was going to be like the rocket that Mo Salah scored in real life against Chelsea. He cut on that left foot on the inside. It was an absolute rocket. I tried to bend it into that top left corner. Kepa watched it every day of the week. But if that dipped a little bit more, I think Kepa would have been beat there. Into Patson Daka. Patson Daka going to lay it off now to Gini, who's coming forward. Gini in behind. Should be. Is be. And it's 3-1. The captain in the right place at the right time. I've just made some subs as well. Unfortunately, Koulibaly not coming into the team today. We're still looking pretty fit with Gomez and Van Dijk at the back. But we go Naby Keita to Patson Daka, two players that have just come onto the pitch. Daka lays it into the path of Gini, who's running through. Gets ahead of Reece James. Reece James can't keep up. And Gini Wijnaldum buries that in the bottom right corner. Now we're starting to feel our groove. A little bit late on into this game. Gini waiting for the run now. Robertson. Let's go Jota. I'll get Jota in behind. I'm going to go right over now to Patson Daka instead. It's Patson Daka onto his left foot. Patson Daka makes it 4-1. Can we just talk there about the ball from Robertson? Sipping on a cup of tea. What a ball. I actually was looking for the run of Jota. I tried to pull it on the inside of Reece James, who's not having the best game. I thought Jota, if Reece James is here, Jota will get in behind, put the ball through from Toronto. It in fact ends up having a little bit too much power on it from Robertson, but it falls nicely to Patson Daka, who is going to get away from his man. And Beria on that left foot. Patson Daka manages to get a goal, and his 5th goal in the Premier League in the 82nd. It took us a little bit of time to get going, but it's 4-1 now, and we are flying. To Naby Keita, to Fabinho, takes a touch. It's now going to fall to Patson Daka. Let's get moving here now, lads. Ball through to Jota. A little dink on the inside. For Gini looking for the second. It's off the post. Oh, it rattles the post indeed. A nice little flick on it, onto the post. There's Van Dijk. Havertz is there. The ball's going to go out for our ball. And I'll tell you what, as we now take this throw in, I'm just going to hoof it upfield. And the referee is going to blow that full-time whistle. It's a great result. It did take us a little bit of time to get going. Maybe it's me. I haven't played career mode in just over 2 weeks. Why am I in a kit? Why am I still in a kit? They said they'd fix this. They said that your manager wouldn't be, when you're doing transfer deals, in that stupid kit anymore. And the manager on the sideline wouldn't be in a Liverpool kit or whatever team you are kit anymore. My manager is still in that kit. I don't understand. But yeah, it took us a little bit of time to get going. I panicked a little bit when Chelsea went 1-0 up, so I was thinking Kovacic seems to be the man in the middle. We managed to battle back. It was only 4 minutes till Bobby Firmino got us back level terms. And then the second half, we just come out and we were a whole different animal. We pushed on, fought against Chelsea to get through. You can see on the stats, yes, we had a lot less of the ball, but 10 shots, 7 on target for us. Very clinical. 3 shots, only 2 on target for Chelsea. Gino Wijnaldum without a game face still. They said they'd fix that as well, and they haven't. Picks up man of the match with a 9.2 rating. And we march on, ready for the game in 10 days' time against RB Leipzig in our first leg of our Champions League knockout stages. I am very excited for that one. And up next, we're away from home in the Champions League, taking on RB Leipzig, which is today's simulated game. I'm excited for this one, and I think with such the strong team that we're putting out our usual starting 11, we should probably get a result here away from home, and I'm hoping that is going to be the case. But you can now see we've gone with Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Bobby Firmino striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gino Wijnaldum with the captain's armband, linking up with Thiago in the central midfield. A little deeper, we've got Fabinho in the central defensive midfield, then Robertson and Van Dijk, Gomez and Trent at the back, with Alisson between the sticks. Let's get into the simulated game, get the players warmed up, and let's hope we can kick off our knockout stages in the Champions League with a win. We did nearly sign Umakemo. He's playing at the back for RB Leipzig. Let's see if they can keep a clean sheet against us with Firmino, Salah and Mane, who are going to be causing a lot of problems for those RB Leipzig defenders. But it is RB Leipzig to get us kicked off in this first half period. Thiago is injured. We're going to look to play on here. It was only a light injury. We're going to see how he is by half-time. I've never seen an injury pop up like that. Ball through to Firmino. Drops the shoulder. Firmino still coming forward. They're so tight at the back. Let's see if we can see this second half out and try and do something in the second half. Let's take the ball off him. He's going to get past on the inside. It's 1-0 RB Leipzig from Olmo right on half-time. Now, luckily enough, we've conceded with them being the home team, and it's not an away goal as we do get it at half-time. We are unfortunately 1-0 down. Has Thiago managed, let's go and take a look, to run this injury off? It looks like he has. It was only a light injury, and he looks to be okay. So we will look now to jump back into the second half with exactly the same team. And this time it's Bobby Firmino to get us kicked off in the second half period. We have to come out early here, and we have to find that equalising goal. Take it off and ball into the middle. Trent still well out of position. He's going to win it back. This should be it now, lads. The ball should have been out wide. It's now got through to Sadio Mane. He's coming forward. Sadio Mane loses the ball. Umakemo with a huge tackle with only 7 minutes to go. Come on, lads. We need to get this back to 1-1. We need an away goal here. Come on. Make it happen. Make it happen. RB Leipzig controlling this ball nicely. Ball through. It's through again. It's 2-0 to RB Leipzig. And Cuckoo finds the back of the net in the 90th. They found one in the 45th. They found one in the 90th.
Referee blows the full-time whistle, and a night for the home fans to enjoy. Certainly, they won't be getting totally carried away. But the home side
we lose 2-0 to RB Leipzig away from home. We needed at least one away goal. We didn't get it, which means when they come to Anfield, we will need 3 goals at home. We cannot afford for RB Leipzig to score, and we'll need to put 3 past them to guarantee us going through to the next round of the Champions League, not the first leg that we wanted. So for the final game in today's episode, we take on the ex-Liverpool manager Brendan Rodgers and his current Leicester City. A few changes being made to our Liverpool team, and a very unfit looking Leicester City. Slimani, Perez, Silva, Preya, Chowdhury, Tamori, Amati, Benkovic, Alonso, Schmeichel. They've clearly just played within the last couple of days. No different than us, but fortunately for us, our team gets back to full fitness very, very quickly. You can see that the man at CDM has been changed. We're bringing Dennis Zakaria in, and we are given a starting debut to the big man, the 88 rated Koulibaly, to partner alongside Van Dijk. Very excited to see how he slots into this Liverpool team. We can't pay that kind of money for him and not play him in this 11. So maybe he does push Joe Gomez out. I'm not sure yet. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think we should do. Does Joe Gomez now become the bench centre-back and we play Koulibaly and Van Dijk for the amount of money we spend for him? We'll have to wait and see, and the decision will be down to you guys. But you can now see the lineup. We're going with Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Bobby Firmino striker, Salah out on the right wing, the captain Gino Wijnaldum linking up with Naby Keita in the central midfield roles. A little deeper, we've got Dennis Zakaria in the central defensive midfield, and then Robertson, Van Dijk, Koulibaly and Trent at the back, with Alisson between the sticks. Look at our defence and goalkeeper. 89 Robertson, 91 Van Dijk, 88 Koulibaly, 91 Trent and 91 Alisson. You may as well build a brick wall within the goal, because hopefully nothing is getting past us, especially because there's no Jamie Vardy. I don't see Slimani doing too much, but maybe he'll make me eat my words. There he is. The big man. What number? 23. Taking Emre Can's old number. I'm wondering if anyone had after Emre Can actually. Maybe a player we've sold. We'll probably have to change that number. I'll have to work out like who Kabak is, because I think Kabak maybe took Lovren's number 6. I feel like Koulibaly should maybe be number 6, but I will look at the players' numbers in the next episode. But for now, we've got to take on Brendan Rodgers' Leicester. I'm excited for this game, and hopefully we start off a little bit quicker than we did against Chelsea, as it is Bobby Firmino to get us kicked off in this first half period. There's Chowdhury, going to put it through Koulibaly, is all over him. Nicely done there, Koulibaly. There's Trent, plays it through now to Mo Salah. Mo Salah going to put that through now to Bobby Firmino. I've got the run out wide now of Sadio Mane, who's going to try and get this. Sadio Mane is going to bring it down, lovely. Sadio Mane, through on goal, should be going to cut in on his right foot, and it's a great block there from Amati. It's a wonderful block. Here's Zakaria, through to Mane. Here's Bobby now coming forward. Bobby Firmino got the run there now, and Mo Salah who's trying to get him behind. Mo Salah needs to cut it back onto his left foot. Mo Salah! Oh, just right a goal. I did go to celebrate there. Oh, he gets enough whip on it, but just needed a little bit more to whip it in that top left corner. He's unlucky. We're going to pick that up with Van Dijk. Let's feed it through now to Bobby Firmino. I've now got the run either side. I'm going to look out wide, and then we'll go through now to Gini. Gini's there. Cut it back now for Bobby Firmino, who's going to open up that body, slot home, and make it 1-0. It's a great bit of football there from the Liverpool players. I think all the midfielder players, as we played that ball, I've got a touch on the ball. Gini pulls the player out of position over to Bobby, who opens up his body and whips that one out. I wish Bobby Firmino was scoring like he does in this Liverpool career mode, because he is easily the best player, if not one of the best players in this current Liverpool team right now. He's scoring for fun. Bobby turns his man. He's going to feed that through the middle now for Gini to run to. This is beautiful. I've got Bobby making a lovely run there. I'm going to flick it up into the path of Bobby Firmino, who goes near post and Schmeichel saves. Maybe should have cut back to get onto me stronger right foot there. Look for Koulibaly again. Can Koulibaly score on his debut starter for Liverpool? Koulibaly's there! And Koulibaly does! It's a starting debut goal for Koulibaly. It's beautiful. Now Van Dijk we've been trying to score a header with, but I'll run Koulibaly in there ahead of Chowdhury. He climbs above the defenders. He heads near Schmeichel and bounces it into the back of the net. Koulibaly scores a header. And he has got the attribute bullet header. He does just that on his starting debut for us. Well done, Koulibaly. Robertson coming out wide now, and there we go as the ball's played back from Perez to Amati. The referee is going to blow this half-time whistle. Going in, 2-0 up, Bobby Firmino scoring. Most importantly, our debut at Koulibaly at the back scoring. He's been pretty solid. He's made 1 or 2 iffy passes, but he's not up to the match sharpness that we need him at yet. But for now, he's playing really well. He's just scored, which is going to boost his confidence. And it is going to be Slimani for Leicester to get us kicked off in the second half period. They are kicking right to left and are currently 2-0 down to this unbelievable Liverpool side. Bobby got a run there now of Naby, who's going to take it on the volley first time. He rattles it over the bar. It was a beautiful strike, though. He took it down nicely. Didn't even let it bounce. Just hit it first time. Stand him up, Koulibaly. Well done. It's beautiful. Stand him up, lads. Stand him up. Trent trying to get on the inside to play it out now to Koulibaly. Koulibaly going to play that out now to Naby Keita. We're going to go straight through there to Mo Salah. We're going to try and ping this over now, looking for Sadio Mane, who's made a beautiful run in behind. We are going to have Sadio Mane onside, I do believe, as he cuts back here. Sadio Mane onto the edge of the box. A little bit of space, opens up that body. Oh, and it's just wide a goal. Marcus Alonso ball in now, looking. Ball straight put in there for Robertson towards the back post. Tielemans is going to get there. What is Robertson and Van Dijk doing? They can't sort themselves in at the back post. And Tielemans runs in behind both of them. Look at this, the first time ball in. Robertson, you've got to be watching that, man. You've got to get ahead of Tielemans. You've got to open your eyes and see him coming in. They're going backwards here, ref. Come on, let's see this game out, lads. Tielemans. They're going backwards here, ref, and the referee is going to blow for full time. Not sort of the game I thought we were going to have. I thought we were going to maybe win 4 or 5-0 there, but we managed to beat Leicester City 2-1. We were 2-0 up very early on. We were 2-0 up by half time. In fact, Bobby Firmino and Koulibaly getting on the score sheet. I'm very happy that Koulibaly scored on his debut. There's nothing better than for a player to score on his starting debut. Van Dijk done it in real life against Everton. Koulibaly's done it for us there against Leicester City. Very happy. Look at the stats as well. 11 shots, 6 on target compared to their 2 shots, 1 on target. They had a solid game. They played very well. Bobby Firmino does go on to pick up man of the match with an 8.7 rating. And we managed to get a win from that game. And as I say, Leicester played very well. They controlled the ball well. So to come away with a win, I'm very happy. But the only thing I'm noticing at the moment is we seem to be having less than 40% every game possession. We're not keeping a lot of the ball. But what we are doing is when we have the ball, we're doing something with it. And as long as we continue to get the wins, that's all that matters to me. Right, guys, and here we are back at the Central for the final time in today's episode. I've advanced all the way to the very next game, which is a huge one. It's the final against Mikel Arteta's Gunners in the EFL Cup, the Carabao Cup final against Arsenal. It's going to be a huge game and one that we must play. But as we head over to the calendar, we can see what games lie ahead. So we're going to be playing Arsenal to finish off the month of February in the final of the Carabao Cup. We move into the month of March, where we then take on Rochdale away from home in the FA Cup. And then we're playing West Ham away from home back in the Premier League. It's a tough one, that, to be honest, because we're, of course, going to play the game against Arsenal. I would like to hope we could simulate the game against Rochdale and then play the away game against West Ham. But if we get knocked out of the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup isn't one that the board of directors are looking at. They're not that bothered about it. And although I shouldn't really be, I am, because it's my first season at Liverpool, it's my first year in the job, and I want to win as much as I possibly can. So on paper, it looks like we should play Arsenal, simulate Rochdale, and then play the game against West Ham. The issue with that is if we unfortunately lose to Rochdale, we're out. But I'm going to put my faith in the team, and I'm going to believe that we can beat Rochdale, and we'll do it in style. So as we end today's episode, I'm going to play the game against Arsenal, simulate the game away from home against Rochdale, and then come back to play the game against West Ham in the Premier League. I think the Premier League right now is one that we have to focus on because it's one that we're not struggling in, but we've got teams breathing down our neck. And although we just beat Leicester, I'm sure Manchester City probably would have won their game. So I'm assuming we end today's episode, and I assume wrong. We actually end today's episode 3 points ahead of Manchester City. They must have lost their last game. They lost 3-0 to Leicester. And then, obviously, we've just played Leicester, so I'm assuming, then they beat Fulham. So they lost 3-0 to Leicester. So we were coming up against a very informed Leicester who had just come off the back end of beating Manchester City 3-0. And we managed to beat them. No wonder it seemed like they were playing a tough game. They obviously keep a lot of the ball, but they lose 3-0 to Leicester when we played Chelsea and beat them 4-1. We then came up against Leicester and beat them 2-1. City played Fulham 1-0. So we'd actually, from the first game in today's episode, we'd already moved the gap to 3 points, which is nice to see. Chelsea are now 4 points behind Spurs in fourth place after they did unfortunately lose to us, or unfortunately for Frank Lampard, lose to us. Very happy that we managed to beat them. But we end today's episode top of the Premier League and not on joint points. We're 3 points ahead. So playing that game against West Ham is crucial. Because if Man City are in a bit of a spiral right now and they're only beating Fulham 1-0 and they lost 3-0 to Leicester, there's a chance that they're going to lose a couple of points here, and it means that we have to and must capitalise on it. Which makes me very excited for the next episode. Now, obviously, at the start of today's episode, we talked about the hashtag comment conference. I need you guys in this episode right now to drop a load of hashtag comment conference questions down below for me to answer in the very next episode. We brought in Koulibaly for a whopping £80 million, with 20 million Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain going over to Napoli and 60 million up front. We signed him, and on his starting debut, he heads one home against Leicester. I'm very excited to see what he brings to the team throughout the rest of the season. Now, he is 29, so he's probably in his prime right now. Sort of the same as Virgil van Dijk. I don't have to sort of maybe try and partner them for this season, and then in season 2 bring Gomez back into it, because Gomez is still young, still growing. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. If you guys could let me know down below, do you think I should partner Van Dijk and Koulibaly, or stick with Van Dijk and Gomez like we have throughout the whole of the season? Van Dijk and obviously Gomez is more realistic, but obviously we just spent a lot of money on Koulibaly bringing him in for Napoli, but you guys will make that final decision. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Drop a comment down below. Don't forget to ding dong that bell, and I've been MassiveBrad. Peace out.